All right. Hello and welcome to the first episode of Nuisance Cast.
This is going to be terrible.
Thanks, Ben. Words
You're welcome.
I'm Kane. I'm writing a TV show right now. I'm currently still in school, and Ben and I work at the same place. Ben?
Well, work is a
general term
for that. We're not paid.
No, we're not. We should be.
Yeah, we really should.
Oh
God, we better not let work hear this.
It doesn't matter. No. I've complained before.
Oh, what'd they say?
They just said they don't pay a lot of people, so it's...
Figures.
Oh, we're volunteers, by the way. We're not slave workers.
No, we pick cotton. By the way, I'm Ben, your editor for this podcast. I will decide whether I bleep that out later.
What, that you're the editor or that we pick cotton?
Yeah, we
No, I don't think we should bleep that out, especially with the theme of this episode.
Let's leave it in. All right, introduce yourself.
I already did.
Oh, man, that's great. Well, I'm Ben. I think a good term would describe me as weeb, but in between the two lines of, I'm ahead of having a waifu for each show that I watch, but I'm not too far gone as cosplaying at school or using Japanese words in sentences. That will never happen, and I hate everyone who does that.
See, and I'm almost the polar opposite of Ben. I don't like anime.
You do.
He's gonna say I do. I do not. I don't like anime at all.
You do.
I've watched just a few shows because I like the premise and the plot, and then I don't watch anime very much. I prefer live action.
There is probably a file on your computer right now called maki.exe.
Why would it be .exe? Actually, no, I don't even want to know.
Some weird sex game.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. We'll get into sex games later in the podcast. All right, no, we'll do it right now.
Oh God,
Ben. When Newgrounds was big. What?
I never got really into Newgrounds.
You were never a Newgrounds kid?
There was I watched these couple videos. I forget what they were called, but it's like Stickman, but better animated than Stickman, of just one guy killing all these other Stickman really violently.
All right.
And they were it was a video series of 7, and I forget what they were called.
Animated versus animation? That one?
Not that.
Well, that's pretty good too. Props to whoever made that. Props to
Congratulations.
Some guy that knows nothing about anime. Well, I do know a little bit about animation because of what school we go to. What we go to school for. Apologies.
Yeah, we're both broadcasting students.
TV broadcasting. But they make us do the most ridiculous shit.
Hey, make this graphic because you're graphic design students.
Because we're all going to do graphics one day. That's all we want to do.
Yeah, this semester has had a weird fixation on graphics.
A lot. I think about 80%, no, maybe 75% of our editing class has to do with graphics and animating graphics and Photoshop. And it's not what I want to do. I want to write a TV show.
Some would say in a nice Street Fighter accent, perfect.
Why is it perfect?
Oh, because the teacher loves me. No.
Well, she does. It's true. Ben is this teacher's favorite student. It's really funny because she uses Ben as an example in class all the time. And we're in different sections, so the people in my section don't know who Ben is.
Does she use my name?
Oh yeah. She'll
When was the last time?
Drop you. The Photoshop project.
This semester?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
She she mine up?
No. She didn't open yours up. She just said that you got really creative with it.
Not really.
That's what she said. Okay?
I put a face behind a building. Oh yeah,
I haven't seen this yet.
I took a face. No, I attempted to make an apple tree.
All right.
I used a background photo that had a tree in it,
yeah.
And instead of apples, it was a face for each apple.
That's
creative, right?
Well, I mean,
hey, it got me an 8.5.
That's pretty good. Oh, did I actually got higher than you?
Oh, really? Oh, congratulations.
I got a 9.5.
Oh, I wonder what I fucked up.
Mine was horrible. Mine was a giant lady punching a building.
Fantastic.
Out of images she gave us. Maybe I'll send you the image to put up in the YouTube video.
I really wish she would let us use our own images. I would.
She did.
Guy Fieri the shit out of that.
She She did let people
No,
use them.
my class, she did not let you use images that she did not supply to you.
That's weird. She let are we allowed to name drop?
No, I would say like maybe say the first name, but not the last name.
Oh yeah, okay. So they'll know who I'm talking about. So it's nothing negative about this person. So Chris actually used all his own images and got a pretty good grade.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, why?
I don't know. He's very creative. I'll say that.
Creative, you would say.
Okay, let's get off the. Stop talking.
Let's stop talking about that. All right, what's a segment that you have for us?
Oh yeah, we're just gonna blatantly point out that I have segments. That's pretty cool.
Hey man, segues.
So Ben and I recently watched. Well, not recently because it's like a whole month later. Rogue One, and we both have very different views on that movie. I, for one, thought it was the best Star Wars movie yet, and I know it's like controversial to say because number 4 is usually people's favorite, or number 6.
Or no, 5.
Really,
5, man. No, I technically,
5 was the only
people
one
like
they didn't
5.
blow up. 5 was the only one they didn't blow up a Death Star in.
Yeah, so
Fact.
you know, before my eyes were opened on how bad the prequels were, I liked Attack of the Clones.
I did too. I actually own that on DVD. When I was a kid, yeah, DVD. It's funny to say now. I actually still have it, like right to my left. I look over, I see all the old bad Xbox games I used to have, and I can still actually see Star Wars Attack of the Clones, the DVD. I really like the fight scene in the arena.
Oh yeah,
all the Jedi. That was the coolest part.
That's goo. That's good.
It's goo.
That's goo.
It's goo.
But after I watched all the Plinkett reviews of those, I recommend them if you haven't seen them.
I don't know.
We'll search them up. Episode 6, is my
after
personal favorite. What?
I'll look them up after the podcast.
Okay.
So yeah, I really liked Rogue One. I liked how going into the movie, I knew none of them were gonna make it. Spoilers.
A little late.
Well, you know, if we were talking about it, just put up a spoiler warning on the screen if people are.
Yeah, I'll probably put like little video segments or pictures to go with whatever we're talking about.
Okay. So spoilers, by the way, none of them make it to the end of the movie. Well, none of the characters, like the main characters in that movie, make it. But I knew that coming in because I've seen number 4, number 5, and number 6, and I knew the story of Star Wars. Like I knew it was gonna happen, and they made it happen like beautifully. It was more gritty than the rest of the Star Wars movies. I feel like they did a really good job with Jyn Erso. They could have, I have to admit, shown more of her backstory when she was fighting with Forrest Whitaker's character. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not good with actors.
Okay, you know the guy, the first planet that got sort of nuked by the Death Star? The guy who like limped around and was like, Bukhaled.
No.
You don't know who that is? The guy who like limped around and was like, so they sent you. You're here to kill me. Yeah, him.
Okay.
Oh God, you're racist.
I had absolutely no idea what his point in the story was.
No, he played a really weird point. But you know how they talked about Jyn Erso being a rebel beforehand?
Yeah.
If they had actually shown more of that, I probably would have liked the movie even more than I did. It would have shown more of her character. She still had lots of character. Well, she had a development, but it wasn't as big as you'd expect. I feel like the other characters had more development than she did. And I really like the ending, even though I don't believe there was a forced romance. I don't even think there was a romance in that one. But Ben has different views on this, so I'll let him take it away.
First off, I'm kind of critical on movies. I will say that I low-key want to be a film critic because, I go into movies with notepads.
Really?
Jot down things that I see, oh, that cut could have been faster, or that thing could have been smoother, or those fucking faces could not be deeper in the fucking uncanny valley.
Okay, I'm gonna make a side note here about what he's talking about. For those of you who don't know what the uncanny valley is, it's when a CGI character tries to look like a human, but will never, CGI characters will never replicate what a human looks like. But
we just ain't good yet.
But I do have to say, it fooled my stepdad. I'm pretty sure it fooled my little sister. I'm sorry if you're listening later on and I got this wrong. But it was either my stepdad and my mom or my stepdad and my little sister. They couldn't tell the difference right away with the Grand Moff Tarkin. More spoilers.
Grand Moff Tarkin and Princess Leia. But why does it look like they stretched a surgical glove over a skeleton?
They tried, you know?
Like
And
made
Grand
of,
Moff
it's like
Tarkin,
they're
if
nice,
you watch the original,
made
he
of
always
rubber.
looked like that.
Made of rubber.
Yeah, well, you know. But he did, like, in the
His
first
eyes
movie,
looked kind of oversized.
so did Princess Leia's.
They had a lot of sheen. They like
The only
if they just dipped their faces in vats of oil.
Yeah. The only reason I knew they were real or they were fake was because I knew the actors had passed away before.
Oh yeah, well,
Um,
rip.
sorry, I'm gonna sidetrack just a little bit more. A movie that really impressed me with CGI when I was younger, and still to this day, actually, really, The Polar Express did a really good job.
Oh, I have not seen that movie in ages.
Oh, it's good. I have it beside me too.
Isn't it like an old man abducts a bunch of kids?
No.
Yeah.
No,
I
there's a
think that's
train.
what it is.
No, there's a couple people on the train. It's
Does the train
Tom-
happen to be Doom Train?
no, stop with your weep shit. It's Tom Hanks, and Tom Hanks and Tom Hanks, and
Tom Hanks, and Tom Hanks.
Yeah, pretty much. He plays the conductor. He plays the crazy guy on the top. I think he plays the narrator. I don't remember if he plays Santa Claus or not, but I know he plays a lot of people in that movie. I don't know what the budget was, but it must have been pretty low if you got Tom Hanks to do that many roles. But it was well made. That's one of the Christmas movies that I will watch over like every year. I didn't actually watch it this year, so I probably should.
You're a failure.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, some special effects that I love was like actually just a movie that I just recently watched. Mysterious Beasts. Oh, that
And where to find them?
Yeah, that the monster in that movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, okay. Well,
You can spoil it. It doesn't matter.
there's a
Spoilers.
let's just imagine that this thing is just a shadow, like that is a good way to put it. It's a shadow that, oh man, can I talk today?
I don't know. Can you?
A shadow that looks like it's made out of like cloth,
Okay.
like tons of ripped up pieces of cloth that like moves super fast and like, flies, and I don't know how it kills people, but it does.
So they had fun in Unreal Engine 4.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Gotta get those particle effects, man.
So that's one of your most recent favorite ones?
Oh yeah, that was really good. Rogue One, on the other hand.
Okay. Here we go.
I don't know, I just didn't care for any of the characters except for the droid, because, well, he had character.
See, here we go again. I didn't like the droid that much. I found him funny, but I don't know. I just, like, when he stuck to the console, I was like, well, he's dead. Like, immediately, and I didn't really care.
Go down like a hero.
But when, the pilot character?
Oh yeah, the
defective.
him.
Yeah.
Mr. Douche Stash.
I don't speak very good, but I want to help. And it's just because he gets brainwashed at one point. More spoilers.
Oh boy.
Anyway, so the way he dies is the most, like...
He doesn't die. Oh, right.
He does.
On the beach.
The most...
At the very end?
No, when he's sitting in the ship with the thing plugged in, and a grenade gets thrown in, and he just looks at it like, oh no. And then the whole thing blows up.
Oh yeah, that's...
But, like, a way they could have fixed that, maybe, and given him, like, a better death is, in movies or in, like, actual war, when a guy jumps on a grenade to save other people's lives?
Yeah.
He could have done that. It would have been way cooler.
Wait, don't most main characters in this movie die in a fade to white?
No.
Oh, that's how I remembered it. Whoops.
The K9, the K2 unit, right? That's the droid's name?
Yep.
He dies, like, pretty graphically. They shoot him a lot.
As graphically for a robot.
Well, think about it. Like,
you could see his hand reaching out towards the camera.
In the Star Wars universe, I'm not sure if droids have feelings or not, but it's said that droids do.
Yeah, I could say that they do.
And he's like the most sentient one. and him getting shot a lot and just destroyed. And then he knew he was gonna die, so he locked the door forever and like smashed himself. That was a brutal death. The only fade to white of the main characters was the spy guy in Jyn Erso at the end.
Yeah.
The nuke.
I will say that's a metal way to die. Nuclear explosion in the background on a fucking beach.
And they just hug. I don't know why you think there's a romance.
It's kind of.
They're just hugging, like you and I hug.
Oh man, letting them know too much.
Well, is it really too much to let people know that two best friends hug?
Yes.
No, come on.
Gay?
No.
No.
All right.
But it was an okay movie. I don't hate it. Oh yeah, Darth Vader punned. Awful.
Don't choke on your enthusiasm. That's pretty funny.
On your aspirations.
Aspirations, sorry. So I got the funny quote wrong. I don't know.
How dare you get out of this podcast?
He was okay.
No, you'll fuck up the recording.
Anyway, he was I feel like he was more brutal in this film because he wasn't dealing with his kids, you know?
Darth Vader?
Yeah, because in 4, 5, and 6, he had to deal with his 2 children. But in this one, he didn't care about anyone.
Man, fucking kids suck.
Right?
You
choke a bitch out, you hope she dies, and then all of a sudden she has 2 kids, and you're like, oh, fuck. At least you don't gotta pay child support.
Well, I'm out of here.
Transport them to 2 different parts of the galaxy and hope they never meet, and all of a sudden, whoop, they destroy your house, and you're like, oh, you fucking bitch.
What are the chances?
I hate sand. It gets everywhere.
I hate sand. It's everywhere. Fucking sand.
Fucking sand.
Alternate ending of Star Wars Episode 6. Luke defeats Darth Vader by pouring sand into his suit. It burns.
He pours it on like his breathing system.
It burns.
That'd be great.
Fucking 10 out of 10. Make that movie better.
Brutal. What else? So yeah, Ben and I disagree on a lot of things. We're pretty similar in that our pasts are pretty messed up. Like we've had messed up things happen to us.
I mean,
what?
Maybe.
No, I'm not saying let's delve into this. We'll leave this.
Why bring it up?
I'm just saying we're very similar in we're similar in a lot of ways, but we're different in so many of the same ways. Like I'll watch an anime if I read the synopsis and I'm like, oh, that looks alright. I'll watch it, but I don't say I like anime. I just like that show. Ben will watch almost any slice of life or superpower or anything show and say he likes it. Go on.
Slice of lives are the best. It reminds me of what I can't have.
But like
love.
You you can. And it's not like, oh Ben, you can have that, you just don't try hard enough. Like I understand we're both anxious people, which I don't really know why we're doing a podcast then, because we're putting ourselves
seems to be going fine. But no, like this is the kind of person I am. Toradora, a fairly popular anime in the romantic slice of life genre. That made me cry. It was a happy ending though. It just reminded me, it's like, oh, I can't have something like that.
So, do you cry a lot when watching? I'm sorry.
What? Like, oh,
no, go
cry?
On. Go on. No, go on.
Cry?
Finish your thought first, and then I'll ask.
I forgot what I was saying.
You said Toradora is something.
It's pretty cool. Watch it. Anyway.
This isn't a plug. You can't plug things here.
We're not sponsored.
Oh, yeah. No. We're never, well, not saying never, but we're not going to get sponsored, by the way.
By one anime specifically that's not on air?
By no anime ever. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass right now. Because
handshakers.
I don't even know why we're... Stop. Just stop.
It's a good show. It's so underrated.
You shouldn't have watched it
at school.
In the not even in class, but in a hangout area where there's people who don't know us very well.
That was perfect.
It was something. So do you cry a lot when watching films and TV?
I mean,
when it's well done.
No tears, but definitely eyes water.
All right.
But no, I am not bawling my eyes out. But
I
I
gotta
will like.
say,
But I will, eyes water. Mind will be like, oh no, please stop. That sort of thing.
yeah, I don't cry very often. I cried the first time I cried while watching a movie.
Are you sticking to the male stereotype of guys don't cry?
No, I just I used to cry a lot when I was a kid.
I think every kid cried.
No, but I cried a
I
lot.
think that would be weird. You had a kid and it never cried. I think that's cause for concern.
Yeah, I think you'd have to call someone. Anyway, I cried a lot, and
Or just beat it until it cries.
okay. Anyway, let me. Or
Oh,
don't.
that was a
Keep
little edgy
interrupting
even
me,
for
I
me.
guess. It's fine. I used to cry a lot, and then there was one event in my life that made me cry a lot, and then I feel like my tear wells dried up, as they say. And I didn't cry for a lot of things. Like my first girlfriend, when she broke up with me, I was very sad, but I didn't cry. I felt like horrible, and I was like, oh, this is in 7th grade. I was like, oh, I wanna end it all, but I never cried. I didn't.
You thought I want to end it all in 7th grade?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a little young for a girlfriend.
Well, it wasn't just the girl. I was dealing with other things at the same time.
In fact, that's very young.
I know.
Looking back on it, I would suggest for all you people out there of young age, wait till at least grade 11.
I'd say grade 10.
Sure, I'll meet you there.
I never cried. Like from that point forward, most things I didn't cry.
And now you're just a stoic asshole.
But no. There are points in movies where the emotions are so well made that it made me cry, like Saving Private Ryan. If you've ever seen that film,
you would be surprised by the movies that I haven't seen.
Okay,
including
we'll have to watch it sometime. There's a scene in that one where one of the characters die, and he dies very slow, and that's not the part that got to me. It's a World War II film.
I figured.
This is a spoiler.
From what I've heard.
Yeah, this is a spoiler for anyone. No. Well, I don't think you'll really care about this part. It made me cry when I was.
I am the master of spoilers.
I know.
Come on.
You're pretty bad at it. We'll get into that in a second. But they capture the German that killed him, that slowly killed him, and then they make him dig his own grave.
Oh, goody.
And then he's crying and he doesn't understand because he doesn't speak English very well. And one of the other guys is being very humane and offers him a cigarette. And one of the other guys is like, no, you can't do that. And is like, that's a shallow enough grave. And he points a gun at him. And the guy's like, no. And he starts digging more and he spits the cigarette out. And at that point, I broke. I was like, this is fucked up. I can't believe humans can do this. Like, I didn't actually watch the end of that movie then. I just stopped. It made me cry so much.
That is a little fucked.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Just a little bit. And like you felt bad for the Americans, but you also felt just as bad for the German in the film.
Random German soldier.
Just this random. I don't know. It just made me really feel on the inside. Another movie. That was Tom Hanks in that movie, wasn't it? Pretty sure it was. Another movie that made me cry like that was Forrest Gump, a Tom Hanks movie again.
Maybe this podcast is just turning into a
movie.
Tom Hanks fan club.
Well, actually, the other movie that made me cry was Toy Story 4.
Oh, God. Is that the one with the purple bear?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Wait, maybe it's Toy Story
I thought that was 3.
That's 3.
The bear.
I don't think 4's out yet. I know they announced it.
That bear that was basically
lots of
Satan.
hugs. Basically Hitler, you mean?
Well, Satan, Hitler, same thing.
It's Hitler.
It's Sittler.
Shitler. Schindler's List.
Oh boy. Go on.
That movie didn't make me cry, surprisingly, but those movies did emotion very well. I'm not going to go into spoilers about those movies, which made me cry, but they conveyed emotion very well, and I cried. A few TV shows that made me cry were this TV show called Derek. The first episode, it's Ricky Gervais playing a guy with a mental disability, and he works at a retirement home. And one of the old ladies oh, spoilers, by the way. I'm just gonna
Hey, you got
shut
it
up.
this time.
One of the girls he visits every day, like he has this routine with this girl, and then at the end of the episode, she passes away because of old age, and he doesn't understand. He just doesn't get it, and it just made me like it was just so sad to me. I don't know. Usually I'm not got by stuff like that, but it really got to me. And another show, fuck you, Ben, in advance, but Attack on Titan. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Spoilers for this show as well. This is just the spoiler episode. So I guess that's the title.
There will always be spoilers. I'll put it, in the video.
Yeah. At the very end of season 1, because season 2 is coming out soon, when Petra died.
I don't even fucking remember what character that is.
Okay, she's the ginger character who decides to. She's in Levi or Levi's squad. I don't know how you want to say it. I didn't really.
I think it's Levi.
Levi, okay. Levi's squad, who's like this trained group of Titan killers. Anyway, she protects the main character and like takes care of him like a mom. And I was like, oh man, that's a great character. I like this character a lot. And they pit her up against this Titan that can't be killed because of crystallization, and she gets her ass stomped into a tree, which usually I'd laugh at if I didn't think, man, she's a good Titan killer, so they can't kill her. Like, they can't kill her right away. And immediately she died.
Perfect. Love it. I don't know. I don't remember that character at all.
I know. She was only in it for like 4 episodes, I think. I think a little longer in the manga.
Do you even read the manga?
Yeah, I read that one.
Oh, well.
I'm up to date so far.
I refuse.
I know you don't like it. You can talk about why if you want.
No, it's just I don't like it. That's
But why don't you like it?
The animation, first of all, how it you get these so fluid action scenes that are like nice. I don't know, 24 frame, 30 frame, even maybe. I don't know. And then you get these shitty ones right after them. It like varies per episode of the 30 FPS action scenes, and then like scenes where they're just moving the camera along a JPEG, and it looks awful. And I didn't like any of the characters, to be honest. Like, none of them were interesting. Maybe
not even the.
You're gonna hate this. What do I have to say about this? Because a lot of people aren't gonna like this.
He's gonna diss my mate.
I want to like Orman, but that stupid haircut.
You don't like his haircut?
He's like that guy from Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Remember that show?
No.
You had no childhood. What's that?
You should. That was one of my few childhood shows, which I shouldn't have watched when I was a kid. When I was like 4, that show is not for kids. It's got very serious undertones and overtones of death, sex.
You gotta stick
religion
the thing in the thing.
No, there was spoilers. There's a scene where the main character is masturbating, but I didn't get it as a kid. I was like, what's going on?
Can we put a general rule out if the thing is more than 2 years old, with no need for a spoiler warning?
But I feel like if you're an anime fan or you want to get into anime, like I wanted to get into anime. I wanted to like it a lot more than I do now, because I don't like it at all. I don't. It's taken a weird turn that I don't like. I don't know. I just don't like. There's too much
incest.
Bad anime.
There's too much incest.
Well, yeah, that too. But
we can all agree on that.
Look, I know, but I wasn't gonna bring that up. But like back then, it was like, what was that other one?
Did you ever watch Sword Art Online?
No.
Okay.
We talked about it. I didn't watch any of that. Like I watched anime a lot when I was a kid. Neon Genesis. I watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z.
Well, here, just for the example of how Sword Art Online went down. Take there's two main characters. Take the one, which is the female, who they spend the majority of the first arc building her up as the strong, independent character who saves the main character's lives in many occasions. Second arc comes, tentacle rape.
What?
Yeah.
Do they? No.
Yeah.
No, it's not like on screen, is it?
You bet it is.
So it turns into
Not-
a hentai?
Well, no, like etchy maybe. But, and all added on top of that, she's not even in most of the second art and just spends the most of it literally in a gigantic bird cage.
Why did you watch this?
It
just
the
sounds
first arc
so
was
bad.
good.
It
The
just
first
sounds
arc was
so
good,
bad.
I swear.
But it just sounds so dumb. Like Neon Genesis was such a convoluted plot, and I loved it. And I've gone back and rewatched it, by the way. I understand more of what happened in that movie now than I did when I was a kid, or TV show. And I'm really excited that they're gonna release a new movie soon. Cough, cough. Soon, please.
I mean, it hasn't.
No, they announced it for 2017.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
So
that's good for you then.
Please.
What do you mean, please? It's coming out.
I know, but
Like localized, you mean?
yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, fair enough.
I just want to be able to watch it without Japanese subtitles underneath my English subtitles, you know? I'm a sub guy. Ben is a dub guy.
I don't know if why not watch it if it's in your first language. Watch it in your first language.
Because I watched Attack on Titan in both because when I watched it alone, I watched that one 3 times, by the way. It was short, and I watched it first on my own, and then with my mom, and then my little sister and I started, and I finished it with my dad. So when I watched it by myself, it was subbed. With my mom, it was subbed. My sister can't keep up with subtitles most of the time, so she watches everything dubbed.
Your Lion April had a good dub. I know she likes that.
Yep. So I realized the major difference between the dub and the sub is in the subtitles, it's more like in the text. Meanwhile, in the dub of Attack on Titan, I felt it was more dumbed down, and they at one point messed up the names, which was pretty funny. They kept calling Jean John, and I was like,
I don't know. He deserves it. That horrible
He
bastard.
becomes a better character later on, but whatever.
He becomes a Titan later on, I bet.
No.
Because everyone becomes a fucking Titan, apparently.
Nope. We're not going to talk about manga spoilers.
Fine, fair enough.
We're mostly talking about movies and television this time. But mostly spoilers about them. Shit. What were we talking about? Oh, kids shows.
Kitsch.
When we watched when we were a kid. Do you ever watch Teen Titan or Danny Phantom?
Danny Phantom a little bit. At this point,
you should probably just go back and rewatch them all.
No, well, at the point where I was watching cartoons as a kid, it was like SpongeBob was on like 50% of the time, and then like the 3 big shows with us growing up, I think, were SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, and Danny Phantom. Would you agree?
No.
No? Like for YTV, not
shows.
Teletoon.
Oh
yeah, Teletoon. We're Canadian.
I just watched things at different times. Oh yeah, and so is YTV. YTV's a Canadian thing.
Oh well, whoops.
They're based out of Ottawa.
Maybe.
They're based close in Canada. We're Canadian, by the way.
We're Canadian. So think of Cartoon Network as Teletoon. YTV is Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
And we both have Family Channel.
Yeah. And we both have Disney Channel.
Yeah.
But no, I always tuned in for Teen Titans. Like that came on at a certain time at YTV, and I watched it. And then Danny Phantom would come on earlier in the day, and I'd watch that. And then I wouldn't be allowed to have TV very often when I was a kid at my mom's house. It was you watch it for a bit, and then you were off, and you were playing with toys and stuff. Because My mom didn't want me to be glued to a TV or a computer. The internet wasn't very big back then. It was still
Facts.
like we had. I remember we had like one of the original Macs.
Really?
Like the first, like the flat ones, not the boxed ones, but one of the first flat ones that was super thick.
Hmm.
And I remember being like, oh man, I can finally go on the internet. And I went on all these. Oh, here's another something. Ben is purely English. I'm English French. So I went to.
Je suis le lac.
I am the lake. I
That's the
went
only
to.
phrase that I know, and it doesn't even make sense. I failed grade 8 French with a 50. Well, no, I passed it with a 51. And because of that, I got out of taking it in grade 9 because it's kind of you kind of have to take it in grade 9. So I got out of it and instead kind of just did this class where you kind of do nothing.
I don't know how you could fail French.
It's so hard.
Well, I guess I grew up with it. Like, I was talking French before I was even in school. I grew up in a little French village sort of town. I don't know what to call it. It was really small. There was like 40 people in it.
You call it bonhommes.
That's men.
That's snowmen. I know the language better
Bonhomme
than
de
you.
neige. Bonhomme de neige is snowmen.
Oh,
Bonhomme is just men.
okay.
So I was talking it way back even before school, and then I went to preschool in French. I don't know what middle school is because I grew up French, so I think I
Well,
went to middle school.
No, middle school isn't in Canada. It's
Okay. So I
public
went
school.
from
Public
like,
school is grades 1 to 8, and then high school is 9 to
but I didn't go to a
12, and
public school.
13 if you wish.
I didn't go to a public. Mine was a Catholic French school.
I still think it's the same.
I'm a little hazy on that, so I'm not gonna state any facts that I don't know.
Just call me out.
Yeah, calm down.
Now I'm gonna get all the
Now
flack.
you're the asshole. You're not an asshole. And then I went to French high school, and I knew French and English growing up. Like I grew up with both languages, and I could switch. And then I remember in grade 5. Yeah, grade 5 is when we had our first English class ever, and I remember it was like the dictation. I don't know if that's how you say it in English. A dictate.
What?
A dic-
Dictionary?
No. A dictate is when
Dictator.
you. No. Just let me explain what it is. When the teacher would read off a word and you'd write it down how you thought it was spelled on a piece of paper,
Okay.
and then he'd read another word and you'd write it down. I think it was a dictation
Never heard of it.
or a dictate. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway, and then
French
you'd hand it
people are
in.
weird.
No, they do it in English schools too.
I
They do
don't
it in
remember
science
that.
class. They do it in science class. You have to like remember words and you write them down, how you think they're spelled, and you hand them into the teacher, and he's like, "Oh, that's wrong. You spelled mitochondria wrong," which is the powerhouse of the cell,
What is that from anyway? I hear it a lot.
from science class. It's just the thing that everyone
no.
remembers.
Yeah, that's weird. I remember that too.
Yeah, it's just the thing that everyone remembers because it's like they drill it into you so hard. But when are you ever going to need to know that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell? Like, never.
I mean, you'll always need it.
You won't. Not in our field. Anyway.
You just like one day we were on the CBC news set. As a cameraman, we just blurred out.
Really loud.
Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Like, the director's like,
air.
"Oh, genius. You're promoted."
You're promoted to talent.
Read off a script.
Cameraman to talent, because that's how that works.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd love to be a talent,
Nerd.
but it won't happen. So I'm in the wrong program for that.
Back on cartoons. I think I've told you about this. There's this one show that I absolutely loved.
Okay.
I only got 2 seasons. Daigotta Defenders.
This sounds like an Western anime.
It basically was.
Okay, it was like Bakugan Battle Brawlers.
Basically, except
Oh god.
they
Not a shit.
they carried around pouches that were full of dice, and the dice, yeah, the dice had like magic runes on them, and they would basically roll them to cast spells.
It's like D&D the anime.
Well, they weren't like
But they weren't
20-sided.
anything. They're just rolling 6-sided die. That sounds so boring.
They were rolling 6-sided die, but like 8 at a time, and they all had like magic runes on them, and they would
It's amazing.
get like cool spells. And like if you rolled all 8 at once, you would like basically summon a monster.
Wow. So
Good show.
did you grow up on Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon stuff, or did you grow up on that?
I grew up on Pokemon and Chaotic. Rest in peace, Chaotic. I have now too many Chaotic cards, and I can't do anything with them because it's dead.
I'd play with you if you had enough for 2 decks.
Oh, I have way too much. I probably have enough for 20 decks.
Were you ever into Digimon?
No.
I loved Digimon as a kid. I really liked Pokemon, but we could never afford a system for me to play Pokemon on until I was like 12, I think. So I grew up on Diamond and Pearl, while everyone else grew up on Red and Blue.
Hey man, Diamond and Pearl was a good one.
It was a good one. It's one of my favorites, probably because of nostalgic reasons, but also because of my main character, or my protagonist's name, dictated the rest of my Pokemon protagonist's name. His name is Newt, and they will always be named Newt.
So you're the protagonist from Fantastic Beasts.
I didn't watch it. See,
His name is Newt.
Okay. Well, I also was doing this probably before Fantastic Beasts, so fuck off.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And
I have the naming convention right now of I'm going through Sun and Moon right now, naming every single Pokemon I catch out after a late night show host.
Aren't you doing a Nuzlocke challenge though?
Yeah.
See, I can never do that. I always got really attached to my Pokemon.
Well, and I'm also thinking of like stopping the Nuzlocke because it's annoying. I'm like 20 hours in and my Pokemon are like level 18. It's like, I don't have time for this. It helps pass time on the bus because it's like an hour and a half there and back. But that's too real. That's too much.
Yeah.
Especially when it's just grinding.
Yeah. Yeah. See, again, we're very different. I would never do a Nuzlocke because I love, like, I get attached to.
You don't like hard games?
No, it's not. No, it's not that. I do like hard games.
Do
I'm
you?
looking over my game collection right now to find a hard game.
You know, Dead Air is not good.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. No, I don't have any hard games in my collection.
As long as it's filled with your panicked screeches.
I don't have any hard games.
Exactly.
Maybe on my desktop, but I don't want to give you guys the clicking sound. So, you know.
I was prepared. I swapped out my keyboard for a quiet one.
Yeah,
I've been typing this entire time. No, I haven't.
What have you been typing?
Are
you doing an assignment right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Well, there's no assignments to do.
Yes, there is.
Well, okay. Well, we'll talk about this later.
We don't want to talk about this on the podcast.
Why don't we move on? Because I think we're running out of time here.
No, we're not. But anyway, yes, let's move on.
As it's currently 12:30 in the morning.
You know what? Okay.
No.
This is more of a test. Look.
Shh, don't let them know.
Well, we can let them know. This is like our pilot. What?
All right, fair enough.
Continue. Like, comment, and subscribe if you think it's okay to keep on.
I don't want none of that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't tell people to like, comment, and subscribe anymore. Shit, we were talking about cartoons, right? Cartoons we watched as a kid. Did you ever watch Foster's Home for Imaginary Kids?
Barely.
Oh, that was a good one. I had a big crush on the ginger from that show. I don't remember her name.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't know her name either.
Yeah, she was cool. She was.
Didn't she wear like a green shirt and blue pants or something?
Skirt. She wore a skirt.
Oh,
People theorized that she was an imaginary friend of Mac because he wanted a girlfriend. Blah blah blah. Stupid theories. Some theories I just can't get behind. You know what theory I can get behind?
what?
Well, I
Warp
think you
system up in Alaska is controlling the weather.
know. I've never heard that before. I was gonna say this is a joke, by the way. That jet fuel, in fact, cannot melt steel beams. I can get behind that.
Why are we talking about 9/11?
I can. Well, no, the science of jet fuel actually melting steel beams. Just think about it. I'm not saying like. I'm not saying I think about this like nonstop. I'm not saying I'm a conspiracy theorist.
This is what you think every
No, I'm
day
just
before you go to bed.
just the logic of it, of the plane hitting the middle of the building and the jet fuel burning the bottom of the building. It's I don't know. Do you want to hear a funny story about 9/11?
Oh boy, go ahead.
So this is the Pizza Hut story. So when I was very young, this is one of my earliest memories, by the way, was being in a Pizza Hut when the giant brownout happened. A brownout is when, for anyone who doesn't know and think I'm being racist, it's when all electricity stops in an area.
You mean a blackout?
No, it's a brownout. Like all electricity stops. A blackout is like.
Because I've never heard that term before.
Maybe you should look it up after the podcast. Anyway, so a brownout happened, and I was at a Pizza Hut, and I remember being so confused, and my mom was like, I don't know what's going on. And we just kind of stood outside the Pizza Hut looking for any kind of light or anything. A brownout's kind of like an EMP sort of, but not really. Just like in a town, like everything in the town shuts off. Not like a section. It happened from here to Windsor, actually.
Okay.
So anyway, I was in a Pizza Hut for that, and I remember like there was a lot of accidents because all the streetlights went out and yada yada yada. And then fast forward like a couple years to 2001, I'm sitting at Pizza Hut again. Just school just started, and I'm celebrating with my mom. And I look up on TV, and
You celebrate the start of school.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Continue.
I
Oh no, that's not something. Usually you celebrate the end.
Yeah, but when I was young, I liked school, which is weird to say. Anyway, I looked up on TV, and an airplane hit a building, and I was like, what's that all about? And my mom looked up and was like, I don't know. And we just kind of sat there and watched 9/11 happen at a Pizza Hut. And I haven't gone back to a Pizza Hut since.
Bad things happen when you're at Pizza Hut.
For
I don't know.
For the recent elections, I was almost tempted to go sit at a Pizza Hut to just see what would happen. But I didn't.
I don't remember what I was doing because I was 4, so I don't remember a damn thing.
When 9/11 happened?
Yeah, I don't remember anything. The only thing that happened was I think that was my mom at the time was at like a Radio Shack, and they were just playing it on all of the TVs.
Oh, geez.
So it was like a crowd inside the Radio Shack. Rip Radio Shack. Does America still have those?
I don't know. I know there's still one Blockbuster standing. There's still one.
One?
In like Chicago, I think. I think so. No, I'm pretty sure there's like one, and that kind of amazed me when, because I love Blockbuster. I loved walking in and being like, "Whoa, look at all these movies!" From a very young age, I loved.
I was more of I went there for game rentals, but
yeah, See, we're different. I didn't play a lot of video games. I played Mario Sunshine, the Nickelodeon, whatever one was for the GameCube, and I know there's another game. There's one more. Anyway, the SpongeBob game.
Battle
that's
for
all I-
Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, that's
Good
all I really
game.
played. It was a phenomenal game.
All I remember from it is the I played the SpongeBob movie game, which
That's a pretty good one too.
comparing the two, it's like the exact same engine, exact same mechanics.
Oh yeah, SpongeBob games have their own engine. I wish they'd make more of them because I actually kind of like the engine. It's a pretty decent engine.
It's just Unreal 4.
Oh yeah, the tongue sliding physics. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking
God.
about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, back over to BlockBuster. I loved movies, and
Back
when I
over
was
to BlockBuster.
when I heard that they were closing down as a kid, I was like, whoa, that you can't do that. You can't close down Blockbuster. They're a corporation. They're big. And
Little did you know about the world.
the next year they were just gone. And I was like, what are they gonna do with all these? We're not sponsored, by the way. These are mostly dead companies.
Okay. Well,
Oh, they
weird
are.
that you threw that out. Usually when actually what happened with because I didn't have a Blockbuster near my house. I had a Rogers Video, which is another dead Canada exclusive company that's like
Blockbuster
Blockbuster.
wasn't Canada exclusive though.
No, it wasn't. But I mean, people in America wouldn't know what Rogers is because it's Canadian.
Yeah.
But they had a specific stores called Rogers Video, which were, movie rentals, game rentals. And I had one like 5 minutes away from my house. And they were like, one day when they were closing down, they were like, okay, all the game rentals, you can buy them permanently, like $15. Except, you wouldn't get the case. You'll get the weird, I don't know, whatever color scheme they had at the time. And yeah, I bought like Killzone 3 and 007. Like a 007 game. Yeah, GoldenEye 007.
That was a great game that I never played. Yeah, and I wish when I was younger I had known that Blockbuster was going to close down forever, so I could have gone there, rented out everything, and when they shut down, just kept all of them. Because I know of some people who actually did that. Someone I know actually has all their movie collection is because of Blockbuster. So they didn't go down without a fight,
Poor Red Box had to kill him. Or, I don't know. That's
Netflix.
probably not the reason. Yeah, Netflix.
Netflix was also a DVD rental place beforehand.
No.
Yep. Fact. That you could rent DVDs online and they would mail them to you and you'd watch them and then you'd have to mail them back.
Have you ever tried Gamefly?
No.
I wanted to see if that was any good. It was like pay $5 for a game and they send you the disc and there's not really a rental time. It's just send it back when you're finished.
That sounds kind of shady because what if you just
It
kept it?
honestly does. I think that I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of weird. So earlier we talked about well, Ben, what do you want to do when we get out of this program? Let's just
What do I want to do?
Yeah.
Hopefully get a job. Simply put.
What? Like what do you want to be doing?
I actually quite like doing audio since you may not think it. I like it.
Okay.
I even like setting it up. It's pretty fine. I think I do a all right job, hopefully.
Yeah, you do a good job. I actually watched one of the Knights games. And you
London
do a really
Knights
good job.
being one of our
Where
local
you
hockey
work.
teams.
Okay, most people in Canada know of the London Knights, but in the States, if they did a quick Google search, they would know.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, well, me and him. Oh, sorry. That's a dice.
That's fine.
You
You don't need to explain. I bashed my hand earlier and said ow. I'm sure they
Oh,
understood what
I
happened.
didn't hear you.
Oh, it hurt. I'm bleeding.
Oh, um, yeah. Me and you, we do the broadcast for those games.
No, I don't.
Oh well,
You
you're
do.
going too soon.
Stop saying that.
You come on. Anyway,
Okay, low key. Don't tell many people, but I'm gonna be working another show soon that is not with the same company that we're working in.
daytime
No, it's not with. Can we say the name
fanatics.
of our company? And can we say where we work?
No.
Okay, but yes, Fanatics. I'm gonna be working. I'm gonna like be helping out with Fanatics, which I'm not gonna plug here unless we get like Tammy or one of the other people as a guest. You know the other person I'm talking about. Wink, wink. Hopefully he watches this.
You know, you've said the show name, and I'm worried that people can track the show name back to the company.
It's not a part of that company anymore, though.
But it used to be.
Used to be, but it's not, and that's why I'm helping continue it.
Man,
So I
I'd
like
like
the
to
idea
help
of it.
continue it, but
Well,
because
you
I like
should
the
talk to
idea.
them. You should talk to them. All I did was I talked to the producer for a while, and we talked about our shared interest of horror movies. And she said we're doing a horror convention soon. This should not come out before the episode, by the way. Just
What do you mean? Like I can have this edited like tomorrow morning, if you
I know.
want.
All right.
So
maybe.
But yeah, in terms of what I want to do, it's just some TV station, like maybe even a radio station, like because they need audio people, right?
Their
Like,
audio machines are much different, though. I
Yeah,
have
I
to say
guess.
that. I was when I was at the university in our town, helping make a movie for some guy. Shouts out to that movie. Thanks, Guillermo, for letting me be part of this movie, even though I came super late.
Okay.
Well,
I have
okay,
no
funny
idea what you're
story.
talking about.
Yeah, I'll show you the movie later. It's a French movie, so you won't really understand.
Oh boy.
Sorry. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, their audio machine, because we had to do a redub. It's so much different than the TV audio machine. I was looking at it and I was like, I don't understand. Like, I don't really understand the TV audio one, but I felt like so lost while looking at this thing.
Yeah. It's what the TV one. Every one of those sliders has a source linked up to it. Just put it up and down. You get the sound, mix it properly, and you're doing good.
I know, but I'm not very good at that. You know, I do. I think we signed full disclosure thing, so we're not actually supposed to talk about what we do at work. Just by the way.
Well,
I guess if they watch the credits, they see you do audio, so it doesn't.
I don't ever remember hearing this, that we weren't allowed to disclose what we do.
Oh, when I first joined the company, they made me sign this thing of full disclosure where they're like, "Don't talk about what you do here." I was
That
like,
seems
"All
weird,
right."
though.
Yeah, it seemed kind of shady, but I don't know. I signed up anyway.
All right. Well, as long as I can get an the obvious get your foot in the door of the industry is look for an audio assistant job, like which the audio assistant is basically like, plug in the cables, do tests, and not actually do it during the show, but do all the prep work and maybe even get the odd coffee for the main audio guy. Hey, if I have to like,
if you gotta suck dick to get in the door, you know.
If I have to suck dick to get in the door of this industry, fine. I'm really afraid of not being financially secure.
See, it's much different than what I want. Again,
You want to be a Bobby?
No, I want to write a TV show. And if I did, I want to I'm going to plug here Netflix, hit me up when I'm done writing the season. I'm writing season 1 right now.
Yeah, tell me how that goes later.
It's going. I can talk about it on air. I don't care.
No, your fucking hypothetical deal with Netflix.
Oh well, no, I haven't talked to them yet.
Not.
Because I what? Say it. No, call me out. Call me out. Go ahead.
How old are you?
What does it matter?
You're okay.
No, what does it matter? What does age matter? How old was Beethoven when he wrote his symphony?
Times have changed, man.
No, they haven't.
Anyway, continue.
Why does it matter how old I am? No.
Oh God!
Topic.
Did I open something?
You did.
Oh boy. I don't know. It's like we have not graduated yet.
So
we don't have degrees.
But if I write,
this program isn't even for writing. This is for can you do most things at a TV station?
Ben, they're not going to hire me because of my writing skills. If I present, I'm going to write. I don't know how many seasons I'm going to write because while I'm writing, I don't do the whole the spider web idea thing. I don't do that. I write and I write and I write and I write and I write, and then I develop the script and write the script, and then I write and I write and I write and I write, and I work like that. And if I can present, just like all these seasons and go, I have this all planned out. Can I be a Netflix show or an HBO show or whatever? I'd really like to get Netflix because they're nice, but it doesn't matter. Like, look at some TV shows, Ben. They're not all of them are good, but I want to make a good one. Like,
I don't know. I don't watch a lot of TV.
I know you don't. You watch a lot of anime. You've heard of The Sopranos?
Caught red-handed.
What?
No. What? Yeah, I've heard of them.
Okay, so I just recently started watching them, and it's like a Martin Scorsese flick that just keeps going, and I like it a lot. And it's well written. But then there's other TV shows like, oh God, I'm gonna get hate for saying anything. Judge Judy, poorly written show. Swamp People, poorly written show. Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Garbage.
Oh, I didn't say it.
You know how I like to use that app on my phone to transparently put a garbage fire over pictures?
Yeah.
That's something I would do and just send to the world. Like that, I hate that show with such a passion, and also that other show, that Jersey Shore.
That's a bad show too.
Fucking.
But isn't it canceled?
I hate you if you watch that.
Okay, I know people who watch it, but they watch it because they think it's funny, and not because they're actually trying to keep up with these people. The Jersey Shore one.
Okay.
They think people like Situation and Snooki are just ridiculous people.
They need to be.
Don't say it.
Exterminate. No.
Oh, man, you had to go the mass genocide route. Anyway, I don't believe
population control, man.
I don't believe age matters with creativity or the ability to write well. By the way, I'm not saying I'm going to be done this by the time I'm 22.
Okay, fair enough. But
like, it's going to take me a while to write a TV show. Like, it's not just going to be one season or like one episode and be like, bam, there we go. Give me something. I'm going to write the entire show. And just all of it at the same time. And then present it as it is. And just be like, I have the whole show. I wrote the whole thing. I'll happily direct it. I have a few people that I'd like on the crew. Cough, cough, you.
Oh.
Well, I mean, if, like, let's say I wrote a TV show, and then I didn't pick people from our program. That would be the douchiest thing in the world. Like, think about it. It would be the douchiest fucking thing for someone in our program to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
I get you, yeah.
like obviously, if I was gonna hire someone from our program to work on our show, hypothetically, like obviously I'd look for the people who were the best in the program. People like this graduate already, Jake. He's really good at almost everything. So I would be like,
in a
Jake.
hypothetical world, do you just want to take everyone who graduates next year and make a production company?
No, because there's some people who are so lazy and are riding on other people's coattails to graduate, and I hate it. I'm not going to bring up any names, but it's no matter who you are in the program, if you're listening to this, you know it's true. You know there's people who are riding on other people's coattails, or you're the one riding on a coattail, or like you know it's happening. It happens everywhere, and I would never want those people working beside me.
Yeah, fair.
So,
would it be fair that we take everyone who graduates next year above a certain average?
No, even that's not fair.
Okay.
Because, okay, let's say hypothetically, I'm riding everyone's coattail. I'm just fucking sucking everyone off so I can get good grades, and I'm getting good grades just because of it. And I graduate with I'm like top of the class, and then you hire me, and I know fuck all about everything just because all I did was ride coattails. Grade doesn't matter. Us working with the people is what would be like. I want to hire this person. Lucas.
Okay.
I talk about him a lot. Really nice guy. I like the way he works. I like the way he does camera. He's very creative with it. And if I ever had a TV show, I'd just be like, go ahead, do you. Just because he's great with the camera, and he's creative and stuff. Now it sounds like I'm sucking his dick, and I don't mean to be. But like you're good at audio, and you're I don't think I've ever actually seen you do camera.
From what they've told me at the company, they think I'm good on camera.
Okay, so you're probably good on camera. I'm gonna say probably because I don't actually know, but you're probably good on camera. So I would give you choice of what you wanted on the crew. Also because you're my best friend, and
well,
I mean, it's no surprise. I've been saying it for like ever now.
No, I just always say when people say nice things to me. Don't get it enough.
We should change that. We should have a next episode just be compliment Ben episode.
Oh God.
It's just me jerking you off the whole time.
For realsies.
No.
No, let's not do that.
Well, it'll be a segment next time, maybe. We actually only did one of the 4 planned segments this episode.
Why don't we end it off with a second one? How about that?
Well, I was doing that. We were doing the what do you want to be?
Oh, okay, fair enough. Wow.
What?
I am exposed on stream.
It's okay. Well, like you said, I pre-planned most of these segments and these parts and like things for us to talk about.
Expecting us to branch off.
Yeah, like I'm not like, okay, we have to do this episode, because it doesn't matter. Just talking is fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We don't have to be funny. Although
I hope we are. I hope we are in some capacity. Yeah, that's like a lot of YouTubers. I don't even like their content. I just like the sound of their voice. I'm subscribed to a guy who does Call of Duty live streams. I do not play Call of Duty anymore. I like his voice, and that's pretty much the only reason
for you.
Sure, you can put it that way.
I hope that's why people listen to us.
Hopefully,
and I hope we become more funny because, well, I hope we can touch on funnier subjects because mostly it's been like childhood and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, do you have final thoughts? Final thoughts segment?
No.
No, that's a great way to end.
Let's be anticlimactic. How about you?
Yeah, we touched on suicide earlier.
Oh, what? No, I don't remember this.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
When I was talking about my first girlfriend.
Okay.
So Ben and I have both been in like a depressed state before, and I realized afterwards that if I needed help, all I had to do was reach out and talk to someone, and there would always be help there for me, right?
Yeah.
All right, so just don't be afraid to reach out, talk to someone, talk to a friend if you're feeling down or whatever, and yeah, that's it. Have a good night, or midday, or whenever you're listening to this.
Yes. Toodles.